It's almost the end of the week. Good evening, I'm Joy Gosses. Leading our news tonight, President Dr. Hage Geingob, in a recent interview during the second Qatar Economic Forum, said, quote unquote, problems of Africa cannot solely be blamed on the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Let's have a listen.
As for current situation that is happening, before this happened, Africa had problems.
The war.
Before the war you are referring to, Africa had problems. We had this inequality question, separation. We are dealing with that. It was not caused by the war. We had whites who had all the privileges, blacks were left out. Now we are saying we cannot chase the whites out or grab from them and give to the blacks. Let's hold hands and build our country together. That's what we have been doing. Yeah, I want to make it very clear. Not because of the war, which just started. We have been in that country now, ruling it for about 32 years. And I'm dealing with the systemic inequality that is caused by racial apartheid practices. We are addressing that. We therefore address the education, because education is the key to everything. We put people to schools, but that, what we have done, causes trouble now. Because when people get degrees, they don't have jobs. So they are now having degrees and they are in the streets. It is the thing I have to address.
Our second story is rather an unfortunate one. Prominent forensic scientist and former director of the Namibian Police Forensic Science Institute, Dr. Paul Ludik, has died. He was 61. Police spokesperson Deputy Commissioner Gauna Shikwambi confirmed Ludik's death in a message to the media Wednesday night, saying the renowned forensic expert died at his home the same day. Shikwambi added Dr. Ludik passed away after a brief sickness. She described the late scientist as a genius, a great man, and a colleague. We express our condolences to the bereaved family. Moving on to health matters. Minister of Health and Social Services, Dr. Kolumbi Shangula, said no representative of the Namibian government has signed or ratified any pandemic treaty, as it does not exist yet. Shangula made the statement in the National Assembly on Tuesday, following a petition submitted on the 1st of June 2022 by a group that calls itself Concerned Citizen Group of Namibia. The group claims that a pandemic treaty emerged from or was agreed to at the 75th World Health Assembly, which took place from the 22nd of May to the 28th of May 2022 in Geneva, Switzerland.
This intergovernmental negotiating body is a member state-led body co-chaired by South Africa and the Netherlands, and is mandated to draft and negotiate a WHO convention or agreement or other international instrument on pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response. This international instrument has now been publicly referred to as the Pandemic Treaty, although the Intergovernmental Negotiating Body has not officially decided on the type of legal instrument it will draft and negotiate. The Intergovernmental Negotiating Body has also not yet identified the substantive elements that member states would want to see included in the instrument. The Minister of Health and Social Services constituted a delegation composed of senior officials from the Minister of Health and Social Services, the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, the Minister of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, the Minister of Justice, the Minister of Industrialization and Trade, and the Minister of Finance to represent Namibia on the Intergovernmental Negotiating Body. This body has convened 3 meetings so far since its establishment, and Namibia has been actively participating. As part of its program of work, the Intergovernmental Negotiation Body invited WHO member states to take part in a survey called INB Digital Platform, which was developed to support member states in identifying substantive elements for inclusion in a WHO convention, agreement, or other international instrument on pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response.
A fish pond community aquaculture project established at a village in the Ohangwena constituency, was a point of discussion at the annual State of the Region address on Wednesday at Enana. Mulisa Siminyasa filed this report.
Ohangwena Governor Valden Divashia, in his 2022 State of the Region address, heaped praise on the artificially constructed aquaculture project at the Enganja village, saying many residents there now depend on it for food, as evidenced by the first ever recent fish harvest there. The governor said about 3,000 fingerlings are in the fish pond and thousands of middle-sized to large fish were harvested recently and fed about 235 households in and around the Enganja area. He said the project is a success story since it was established in 2019, and today it is aiming high at farming fishing for consumption and income generation. Adding, the fish farm is a community-driven project managed by 235 households which are actively involved in giving daily care to the fish.
When we return, Powercom commits to building ICT infrastructure. Leading the primetime bus, information and communication technology company Powercom has committed to building telecommunications infrastructure to the tune of 21.5 million Namibian dollars over the next few years. Marco Nglovu compiled the story.
Powercom board chairperson Eldoret Hamza revealed this in Okahanja on Wednesday during the launch of a newly built tower in the Verderstal residential area, where she added that the current board has seen the construction of 9 towers worth 9 million Namibian dollars thus far. She said 6 of those 9 towers are to be accounted for in the current financial year. Hamza noted construction of 11 of those 17 towers is due to commence in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Hamza noted that this is essential in the greater scheme of being an enabler in enhancing mobile and internet connectivity and enabling radio and television broadcasting to the people of Namibia via their infrastructure sharing business model. Speaking on the same occasion, Powercom Chief Executive Officer Beatus Amadila said the launch of the tower was one of the 6 that the company constructed in the first quarter of the current financial year to the tune of 7.2 million Namibian dollars.
Minister of Works and Transport, John Mutora, said it is the objective of the Namibian government to continue striving towards the rehabilitation of major road links in order to attract meaningful investment. Sawi Hausiku, our correspondent in the Kavango regions, filed this report.
Mutora made the statement during the groundbreaking ceremony for Phase 3 of the rehabilitation of the Trans-Zambezi Highway in the Kavango East region on Wednesday. The minister said the Namibian government is committed to providing quality standard roads countrywide. This will ensure the safety of road users and promote trade and investment activities. The groundbreaking ceremony, he said, is thus a clear practical testimony to the above-mentioned commitment by the government. The third phase of the Trans-Zambezi Highway, covering 78 kilometers, is fully funded by the government through the Road Fund Administration to the tune of 194 million Namibian dollars.
Stay tuned for the sports news, but first the economics roundup, followed by the weather forecast.
to you and welcome to All Things Sport on Sport Planet. I'm Michael Madimba. Rugby kickstarts the segment. Namibia's senior national rugby team coach Alistair Coetzee says he's happy with the Velvet's preparations for the upcoming Rugby Africa World Cup qualifiers scheduled for France next month. Speaking to Nampa from the team's South African training base in Stellenbosch, Coetzee said the players have displayed tremendous energy as well as a hunger to learn and prepare well.
If I look at when we started last week, there's a remarkable improvement as to week 2, which is good because Italy is going to be stronger and a bigger challenge than Marty's. So we have to be right up there to be able to compete. Which is maybe not the result doesn't matter for us against Italy, but it's just how we do within the systems that we put in place, how we do and execute that. So our big challenge or focus is Burkina Faso, our first match in the qualifiers. So that will all add up and lead to better preparation getting to France.
On to some futsal action. The 2022 Express Credit Futsal Namibia Winter League will conclude over the weekend with playoffs of the different divisions set for Friday and Saturday at the Windhoek Showgrounds. The Winter League saw Premier League, Men's First Division, Women's First Division, as well as the Boys and Girls Under 17 category play for top honors in their different divisions.
So this weekend, the 25th of July, at the Windhoek Showgrounds, we're hosting the playoffs of the Futsal Winter League. So this weekend will be the last day of games. There will be a whole spectacle here happening at the Windhoek Showgrounds, Sports Plaza, with teams competing from First Division to get the title, but also from the Premier League. We'll have the last games with some exciting upsets that might happen or might not happen. There will be a prize giving. There will be quite a nice atmosphere, nice goodies, foods, drinks, and so on. So please do join us.
Stand by for your sports roundup. That's where we leave it for this evening. Many thanks for watching. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, share and press the notifications bell to stay posted on the latest happenings locally and globally. Do join us for the Friday edition as we wrap this week's installment of Primetime News. From myself, Michael Madimba, and the entire production crew, it's good night.